As progressive as our world is today, in many ways we're as insular and narrow-minded as we always have been. Science has become the dogma of modern times. Science has expanded our body of knowledge in ways that could not have been imagined a few centuries ago. And remember, man has walked this earth for at least 2,000 centuries. The science can be as rigid and unyielding as the Spanish Inquisition once was. Science allows only hard, measurable fact that can be experimentally proved, and anything that does not submit to this examination is burned at the stake of public opinion. A case in point is those gifted with certain intangible senses. Those who can see or sense things beyond the scope of our usual five. Over the years they have been called many things: witches, mediums, and psychics. Often they have been ridiculed or persecuted because of their ability to see things invisible to others. But is their claim all that fantastic, really? For instance, we know today that 1 in 40,000 people are born with achromatopsia, or total color blindness, the inability to see any color. Their vision is effectively black and white. It is a well-known and well-studied visual defect. But what if the numbers were reversed and only 1 in 40,000 were able to see color? Would those with full color vision be considered blessed or cursed? Would they be celebrated as gifted or punished for being different? In truth, there have always been those among us more sensitive to the paranormal than others. And just as some people's eyes are sharper than others, there are some in which the gift is truly exceptional. One night, not too long ago, a truly gifted lady took one of our tours. Now, Vicksburg is a town particularly rich in spirits. A website known as The Haunted Traveler once called Vicksburg the most authentically haunted small town in America. And with good reason. Epidemics, slavery, dueling have all left their psychic scars. But nothing can compare with the Civil War. The United States has been marvelously blessed among the countries of earth. Our wars have largely been fought on foreign soil, and most American cities have never felt the wrath of war. But not Vicksburg. Not poor Vicksburg. She stood the full wrath and might of both the U.S. Army and Navy for 47 days. Shot and shell rained from the sky by the thousands. And while little physical evidence remains today, other than huge military cemeteries and mute monuments, the scars never truly heal. As we conduct our tours, we tell the stories of these men and women now long dead, who are not so different than you or I. These men and women who lived the unimaginable horror of this bloodiest and most personal of America's wars, who mourned their losses, buried their dead, and somehow picked up the pieces and went on. We speak for those who can no longer speak for themselves. Or can they? Most nights the spirits are there only in the stories we tell. Occasionally they will make themselves known to our guest in some way. In an image captured in a photograph, a touch, a sound, or even a smell. But most nights they're happy to just watch and listen while they remain quiet and invisible to all but a gifted few. My dear wife has often been my assistant as we walked the darkened streets spinning our tales of long ago. She is herself somewhat gifted, for she often has knowledge of things that I have not yet told her of. Although gifted, she is not so gifted as some. But I digress. One night, not long ago, we had a very gifted lady on the tour. Sensing perhaps my wife's own gift, she opened up to her and began pointing out the spirit she saw all around us. But alas, my wife's vision was not as acute as hers, and she could not see what was so obvious to the very gifted lady. At one point, she became quite excited and pointed to a second-story window in a very old house. My wife looked up, but could see only a darkened window, and told the lady so. The very gifted lady then put her hand on my wife's shoulder, and immediately a light came on in the window, and she could plainly see the outline of a woman, silhouetted in a pale yellow light, such as might be cast by an antique oil lamp. The light stayed on for a moment and then went out, and the window was dark. The tour moved on. At the end of the tour, my wife shared with me what she had seen and asked me who lived in the house. And I told her I was pretty sure the house was empty at the moment, but I admitted that someone may have recently moved in without my knowledge. She wanted to drive back by the house on our way home, so we did. The house was dark and there was no car in the driveway. We stopped our car and we got out. I asked her to point out the window in which she had seen the light. And as she pointed to the second floor, where she had seen the light, she suddenly froze. For you see, not only was there no light in the window, there was no window. This particular house had taken a direct hit during the siege by a huge 13-inch mortar shell weighing over 220 pounds. The explosion had pretty much leveled the antebellum home to the ground, and the current house had been rebuilt after the war. And while I am told the house was rebuilt with the same floor plan, apparently they omitted that particular window. For you see, strange things happen in haunted Vicksburg.